the YouTube one
Yep.
because it has not popped up yet.
Okay, so,
Come on, YouTube.
hopefully there we
To the
go.
view.
YouTubes, hopefully.
Hey, ho, where are you at? Come on, go live.
It's
It still ain't live.
it looks black to me. Come on, YouTube. Stop being a
Come
pain in the butt.
on.
Refresh.
There it goes. It says live now.
Yeah, there we go.
It's
Okay, let's make
Yep,
sure I hear
we
you.
have audio. We are
Yep, yep.
good.
All right. Double checking on that. Sorry, we check that every single time because, well, I don't trust my equipment, and sometimes my equipment can be like right in front of me. Obviously, that's not turned on because there's a big old red ring. Which, by the way, they don't have a version 2 of this mic, of this microphone now, and it's kind of looks the same, but it's kind of nice. But they have like a bunch of new features that only Windows 10 can use. So, or not 10, Windows 11 can use. Sorry, I'm Windows 10 right now. At which I was like, oh, I get that program. It works on all of them. Nope, nope. Only Windows 11 can use it. So, yay, making programs that only the newest program can use. And a lot of people are not very happy with Microsoft. Which, by the way, do you know what's going on with Microsoft right now? Like, why is so many people supposedly switching over to Linux? Like, what's the deal?
Well, people are swapping to Linux because they're thinking that by swapping to Linux, all the problems that they're having with Microsoft with their licensing and proprietary stuff and all that stuff is going to go away. But what they're not realizing is while yes, that is how Linux is currently, it's just like everything else. Um, when you jump over to something else, you learn something else, and about the time you're going to get used to that something else, guess what they're going to do? The same shit everybody else did. Ultimately, what it boils down to is what is your favorite flavor? Now, for me personally, I am not a huge Apple supporter because Apple has this thing where they will um I you may have a perfectly good functioning iPad that still works, but if it goes into life and they stop sending iOS updates on it, your apps are going to stop working, and then basically that fucking device that powers on just fine and technically should be able to be used just fine will not receive the updates. You cannot use it. You might as well throw it in the trash can and buy a new one.
No,
I
that's,
don't like that.
yeah.
That's bullshit to me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Um Windows, for the most part, they try to keep at least 1 or 2 generations behind them where it will still run. You might not get an update, but they're not going to brick the apps going into the program so it'll still run.
Yeah.
And it is a right now, not saying it will be in the future, but right now it is a more widely acceptable format for gamings and certain types of software. So it's easier to just have that operating system because then most of what you're looking for will work with it.
Yeah.
Linux, Linux is a great tool. I love Linux. I have a Linux laptop. I've used Linux quite a bit. And the nice thing about Linux is if you're one of those people that doesn't necessarily have to have a GUID desktop, meaning you're comfortable with typing in commands in like a terminal type structure to get things to happen that you want to happen,
Yeah.
then it will significantly decrease the strain of resources on your machine because it's not having to keep all of that in random access memory and up and running so you can visually see it. Um, but even saying that, most people running Linux now are actually installing the GUID desktop, so they have a desktop, so they could see those icons like you do when you're in Windows and stuff. So kind of defeats part of the purpose of having Linux when you do that. But I understand the purpose. Some people can't do the commands as easy as they can point and click and stuff like that. Um, it's it's Linux is a powerful thing. But because it is so open source and there's so many people out there making modifications and putting out different versions of that OS,
Yeah.
it is also very, very fucking easy to screw your shit up when you're messing around with stuff. If you do not know what you're doing, Linux is not something you need to have.
Yeah, and some people like said like let's say for Steam, for example, like sometimes Steam will work, and then sometimes Steam won't work, and they have no reason to why it does that. It's like it works one time, you turn it off, turn it back on, and now it works. It's fidgety. It's not polished, and there's a lot of community out there that makes different versions of Linux, and
Right.
make different versions for Linux for different things you
Well,
want to do in Linux, like
and the
gaming
thing is,
or
and the other thing is sometimes you will have the same flavor of Linux, but 4 or 5 different versions of that flavor by 4 or 5 different people,
yeah.
and all of them be slightly different. So it can get a little confusing if you don't know what you're doing. Really, Linux is a operating system for someone that is what their skill set, their job set is to work with fucking technology, because those are the people that are going to be able to use it in a way that it should be used.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, I would not give you Linux, because, not saying that you're not intelligent enough to learn to do it, but I wouldn't give you Linux because right now you wouldn't have a fucking clue. And
Mhm.
all I can see is you trying to go in there and edit one directory so a game doesn't work and your entire fucking system going down because
Um,
you didn't know you can't type a backslash or a forward slash in this command. You know?
Gotcha. Well, I just was curious. I've heard some of the things about like, you need an ID now to download Windows in certain states, which if that comes true, wow, that's a little weird. Um and then of course all the AI stuff that Windows is putting into it to try to make it better, but everybody's like, no, AI is completely, they just go AI slop, 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 which I understand completely 100%, but you know, um they're doing it almost a means of sales now. They just throw AI
Right.
somewhere in there just to get a sell. They're not even trying to make AI the good. And that standpoint is like, hey, we just know this is a selling point right now. Um, but okay, let's jump into the one thing me and you we're both gonna have a pretty much a long discussion about, and that is the passing of Chuck Norris. Which
Yep.
honestly went completely underneath my radar yesterday. I did
Yeah,
not
it
know.
went it went under mine too. I was so busy at work, I didn't even look at shit. Believe it or not, Stealthy messaged me today because a lot of her same interests are in my same interests, so it
Yeah,
rolled up on her feed. And she sends me a message while I'm at work and says, I have some bad news. And I'm like, oh fuck, what now? You know?
yeah.
And she goes, yeah, so Chuck Norris had to go to the hospital yesterday and he passed away while I was there. I was like, are you fucking kidding? Are you kidding me?
Actually,
Like,
honestly, I heard like some Chuck Norris jokes just in the past day or so, and I was thinking nothing of it because like I'm so used to people having that Chuck Norris jokes of like, Chuck Norris went to the court the other day and the judge didn't dare show up. That kind of like joke like that, the classic ones. But then I'm like,
yeah.
okay, just Chuck Norris jokes are always in fashion. That's always
Said,
the funny ones.
that
And
man was
then,
America's treasure.
yeah, he was
Fucking
American
Norris.
treasure.
Yes. You didn't. I mean, Chuck was the shit. I remember one of the first things I seen him in was
Said,
he was he
hello.
was he was with
Hello?
Bruce Lee, and it was Way of the Dragon, I believe is what it was.
Yeah.
Hang on.
Whatever, rivals.
Yes.
Marvel rivals? Sorry.
I muted it because we were really loud and you were in the shop, and I didn't want to. You're fine. I was not. Okay. So yeah, no, I watched him in The Way of the Dragon. I believe was the first thing I seen him in. And then it kind of spiraled out from there. I did like Force of One, The Octagon, um The Hitman. I mean, he was in a bunch of fucking movies, but the thing about Chuck was the older he got, the better the fucking roles he got, and the more he pulled that shit off. I mean, he just give you that look like, what'd you say to me, motherfucker?
Yeah. He definitely had that personality. When his first began, he was very a serious role, but it was very much a lot of combat roles, action pack roles. And me, it was like the first one I saw him in was a Bruce Lee movie, The Way of the Dragon. That was the first one I saw him in.
Yeah,
And at
that
that
was it.
time, I I had no clue who he was, right? Not a clue,
I
but I
knew.
knew I loved
I
karate
mean,
movies. Like checking like the Bruce Lee movies were like the pinnacle of karate movies. And when I saw this redheaded looking hairy chest man come out and walk in front of them like he's like, bring it on. I'm like, who the fuck is that guy? I just couldn't pin him. Like, and then I looked and I found out later in life, like, oh, this guy's a martial art champion. He's not just like a,
yeah.
hey, I'm gonna do some light punches and kicks at you. No, I've done this for a living,
Yep.
and I could
Well, I mean,
literally kick your ass.
Bruce trained him.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he was one of Bruce's fucking students. But the
Yeah.
thing is you're looking at him, you don't see that when you first see him. And you're
No.
like, the fuck is this Billy Bob motherfucker thing he's fixing to do? And then you start watching, you're like, oh goddamn, this bitch got a little bit of skill. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And then I mean, if anybody has a woman in their life, whether it's your mother, your sister, whoever, and she had a thing for Chuck, at some point you watched fucking Walker Texas Ranger. You didn't have a choice. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I mean, he exuded that presence of, like, when he walked into a room, you already knew shit just went really bad for the bad guys. They just don't know what has happened. Like, I mean, that's why they did the whole scene in the Expendables where the entire group are badasses, but they're pinned down, and then this one motherfucker walks down the fucking street and wipes everybody out and just waves at them as he goes by, and they're like, is that? Yes. Hush. I thought he was What?
You don't say his name. His name's spoken
You know?
only in
And
whispers.
then he did do some comedy stuff like Firewalker. Firewalker was funny as shit to me. I don't know if you ever watched it, but it was kind of a comedy type of situation. I think it was him and Danny Glover was in it together.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
shit
yeah.
was funny as hell. And then he did some more serious roles like Hero in the Terror, which was where he played a cop trying to catch a serial killer. I mean, he played a bunch of different types of roles, but in every one of those roles, he had that presence of, hey, um, you don't really want to fuck with this one. This is not the one, you know.
Yeah,
And I'm gonna miss just knowing he's there. You know what I mean?
yeah. And also, like, let's put in a different perspective here. He was also one of those actors that never had a scandal, right? He never had no drama. No one really
Nope.
fucked with him in that sense. He was like,
Nope.
he was one of those clean ones, right? And that's a
Yep.
rarity nowadays.
Yeah, I think the most he ever did outside his acting career was literally promoting Bowflex because, hey, get healthy like me, so you stay healthy.
Yeah.
And it's like, shit. I mean, I've seen pictures of the man from last year, and yeah, he's older, and there's a reason why he ain't been acting. But for his age, that Bowflex was doing some serious shit for him, son. You know, I was
Hmm.
like, I still don't know if I'd arm wrestle his ass. You know.
But like, I don't really know what time or at what point, because like again, back in the early '90s, early or late '80s, he was a very serious person or very serious acting role. And at what point do you remember? Like, I feel like the Chuck Norris jokes were like some of the first ever memes because they were always so over the top funny. But at the same time,
Yeah.
they were even got so popular that he was in a World of Warcraft commercial and they were still trying to do the meme of Chuck Norris jokes in the commercial for World of Warcraft, and to me it's like that blew my mind. I'm like, oh my god, they got Chuck Norris in the commercial. Like Ozzy was cool, Mr. T was pretty cool, but Chuck Norris, I'm sorry, that
Yeah.
was like wow.
Well, I mean, and he was part of the reason why fucking just plain black Reeboks blew up so big.
Hmm.
Because if you watch a lot of his movies before Walker, Texas Ranger, the motherfucker almost exclusively was wearing just plain black Reeboks because they were light, they were flexible, and he
Mhm.
could kick your ass if you messed with him. And I remember, dude, every kid that I knew back when his action movies were all over the place, everybody was wearing fucking black Reeboks.
Yeah.
Everybody. Um, And then when he swapped over to playing stuff like Walker, Texas Ranger and stuff like that, more of the Western style dress, everybody started wearing fucking boots because they wanted to be like Chuck. And it's like that's to me when it's like I want to be like Chuck. You
Yeah.
know,
Talk about
you
one of the most uncomfortable.
gotta be like Chuck.
Yeah, talk about the one of the most uncomfortable fighting attire, cowboy boots. Because you know those things ain't flexible, but he's still like just straight heel kicks and then side swipe kicks. That was like his specialties. Like,
Well, and it depends on the boots too, because like because I grew up on a farm with horses and stuff, and I've had some that were stiff as fuck. And like you said, them bitches didn't bend for shit.
mm,
Then I had some that my grandparents got me that were a nice soft leather, and after they got broke in, I could bend my toes almost up like this in them. They were
mm-hmm.
flexible as shit. So I mean, you never knew what you were getting with those until you got them and broke them in. But I mean, I think you could have gave that bitch iron boots, and he still could have damn roundhoused your ass like it wasn't shit.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know?
looking at some of the pictures from his last couple years or his pictures. Um, yeah, he's still like Chuck Norris, but man, has time. It's like one of those things like you get to a certain age and like things just rapidly. I could definitely tell like he's not uh as well off as he was. He definitely had a bit of a decay there, but it's still 85 years old. I think that's pretty good. Most men on average die around 70. So I think he went out pretty good, stayed healthy. Definitely has a gym behind him. Still, he was still practicing. Yeah, he's I don't know if I would want to arm wrestle him either, but man, it's
I mean, the man was still.
I can't hear what she's saying, so you have to
She was saying technically he was 86, and most people once you pass 60, it's hard to stay, you know, in shape. But you're talking about a man that got up every morning, went to his gym, he worked out with his Bowflexes or what the fuck ever, and then he went next door to the other gym and beat the shit out of a punching bag or had a class on martial arts with some students or something. I mean, he was an active motherfucker all the way up until oh shit, I got to go to the hospital.
yeah.
Um,
That's all it
it's just
takes.
like I mean, it's impressive. And then seeing that after she messaged me today, I did a little digging, and you don't realize just how many of the actors out there actually have legitimate martial arts fucking training and stuff under their belts. And you start looking and you realize like I'm wondering exactly what the bodyguards are getting paid for, I mean, I guess they're paid for people with guns because if they ain't got a gun, you don't want to fuck with that bitch. I hate this. I mean, there's fucking female actresses that could break you down in minutes.
hmm
And you're just but you look at them, you're like, "Oh, they're so pretty and frail." There's a reason why people like Mia Jalosevic and them do the roles they do, you know?
Yeah.
Um it's just you're like, "Holy shit."
I think
Um,
now the question is because I've seen this done in other movies and other franchises. I wonder if or if he gave the rights or if anybody owns the rights to the Chuck Norris image, and they will still be trying to put Chuck Norris in movies and into other franchise with their with CGI and other things like that, deep fakes. If anybody does deep fakes anymore, because I don't think this character Chuck Norris, even though he was an actual person, will ever die away. It's just I don't think that's the character could ever be a faded memory in anything. Because Michael Jackson, yeah, he was very popular. He might be some movie like some musical movies, but Chuck Norris is just like one of those things. Like I think a lot of martial artists at some point would have went. You know what? I want to fight at least one time at his prime. Chuck Norris. It's like Chuck
yeah,
Norris, Bruce Lee. That's the two people I think a lot of martial artists would have like. I want to fight them at their prime. How would that would have been? And I think a lot of movies
that would
would
have been
still.
I'll tell you how that'd have been. That'd have been you waking up going, "Why the fuck do I have Kobe on my face?" Oh shit, that's right. I was in the ring with that motherfucker, wasn't I? Shit. Oh, I didn't even see the kick coming.
Again,
You know,
synonymous for being
and
like really strong and really badass. That's just like,
I remember watching him in a kickboxing tournament one time. And bro, I remember thinking to myself, it's a good fucking thing they put pads on their feet and their hands, because if not, this guy in this ring with him would have been done got fucked up. You
mhm.
know, he'd have been hurt bad. Um,
And
but
he's
yeah, I
always
mean,
it's always cool when when you have an actor that can act and actually have a profession in the actual thing they're acting or portraying on the movie. Uh,
I
but
mean, he's Chuck fucking Norris. I mean, I think the thought of his ghost showing up in a courtroom would make most of the judges not show up. You know, let alone him.
yeah, I best believe you type in Chuck Norris memes or Chuck Norris jokes. I bet there's a million of them on Instagram or on X, and I didn't see any of them other than one. All I saw was one Chuck Norris one was like, now the Grim Reaper has to deal with Chuck Norris, and then you see Chuck Norris beating a bunch of Grim Reapers up. I'm like, okay, that's kind of funny. But you can't make a joke about Chuck Norris going to hell, and then now the Satan has to deal with Chuck Norris. You know, because no one thinks, if you believe in that kind of standpoint, no one believes he would have gone down there, because he was a great guy as far as I can tell. But yeah, it's definitely gonna be a thing that I feel like it's gonna live on even past his prime, and I don't think it'd be one of those things that it will ever go away. And I still think he's gonna show up in movies somewhere. Somebody's gonna find a way to put Chuck Norris in the movie, even though it's no longer they're gonna have to
Well,
have somebody do the voice acting. And
I was looking at his list of movies. You know, he was slated to be in a movie this year.
oh damn, probably the reason why he was still
Yeah.
working out so much, because like
He was
one sooner or
slated to
later
be in a movie called Zombie Plane,
it was gonna be a
and I
comedy.
guess I don't know. If not, I felt sorry for the zombies. All I'm gonna say, like,
All
oh
these
shit,
goddamn
it's
zombies on this plane. Sorry, is it plane like the airplane or plane like the field?
oh shit. Stealthy said, "Who's to say he wasn't one of the zombies? Fuck that bitch! I'm jumping out the plane at that point." Listen, there's a lot of things I'm gonna fuck with, but a zombie Chuck Norris ain't one of them.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay, so let's jump into the next one. I thought this was great. Now, you know as well as I do, I have a fear of deep dark water, right? You know
Yep.
this. Everybody should know this. And Subnautica was, or still is, a very very popular game even to this day. So there was this company that bought out Subnautica, right? Let me get you catch up for those who do not know this. A company bought out Subnautica, the crew, the people that made Subnautica, and in the deal, they said if they can make the game and pre-orders sell really high numbers in pre-orders by November of 2025. This is like over a year ago. That they would give them a $5 million bonus. They agreed to it, but then they started seeing how popular the notion of the Subnautica 2 came out, and they deliberately sabotaged the game. And how they sabotaged the game? They fired the main people that made Subnautica, fired them, got rid of them, and pretty much they knew that that would make it not be able to come out before, the deadline, because that's a pretty good. That's a $5 million bonus, or might have been 5 million or 50 million. It was in the millions. That's all I remember. So they took him to court. The previous owners that took him to court, and the judge ruled in their favor. And here's the good part. So the judge not only did only rule in their favor, the people that fired him had to hire all of them back, every one of them.
Damn.
So, and to tap it on top, Judd didn't quite like that they know that they missed out the opportunity back in 2025 to get this game out to make that bonus. So the judge says, nope, you're redoing that, and they had the end of this year to get this game out to make that bonus. So not only did they hire all of them back, they'll have the game hopefully released by the end of the year. And if they do, they're gonna get that bonus. And you best believe the person that thought of this idea had been fired. Whoever thought this
absolutely.
was
Absolutely.
no way to hell they went, this is a great idea. Let's fire these people. and then you just lost the lawsuit, and now you have to hire them back, and you have to renew the contract of getting them because like it was fucked up. Because like, a lot of people, even my wife, because she wants to see me play it because she wants to see me get scared. Of course, right? She was like, I don't know if I want to buy the game now because well, they got rid of the people that made the original. Like they're the reason why the game was so popular. It's not a very big studio. It's not like 100 or 1,000. It's like 20 or 30 20 or 30 people. Like at first it was like a 10-man crew when they made the first Subnautica. So she was like, I don't think I'm gonna buy the game because I don't want to support the people that fired the original people. That's kind of messed up.
Yeah, Stealthy said you can do multiplayer in the new one coming up too.
Yeah. And it looks really good. Now I know it's not gameplay they're showing it in the commercial, right? But like, I always
Right.
wanted to be doing multiplayer in the original, and they promised. Well, Subnautica did break a promise or break a thing. Like they said they were gonna put multiplayer in the original, and they never did because they swapped from doing that to doing Subnautica Zero, I believe it was called, and they kept on at that time. I believe they was like already in the contract war with the people buying the company, which I don't understand why you would sell like a company like that. I thought you were doing pretty good with Subnautica. Like I thought that was you were making buck on that game. I don't know. A
But
person doesn't
like
own
I
it.
told you, you sell a company when it's making money
Oh
because
yeah,
they'll
true,
buy
true,
it
true,
for
true.
more.
Yeah, you're true. You're true. So yeah. So when they got bought out, I guess they just stopped doing it, and they're like, oh, we're just putting the next Subnautica game because honestly, all of them are pretty terrifying to me. So yeah, I was really elated to hear this because this is one of those moments where I felt like there was a bit of injustice, right? Some people might say this is college drama. No, that this is injustice right here. It's pure and simple. Because like, can you imagine if you made Grovo, you made a company, you built it up, you grew it up, and then you're like, hey, someone wants to buy your company, and then soon they buy you out, and they go, hey, if you make us more money, we'll give you a bonus. And then you go, bet. I'll make you more money. And they go, bet, you're fired. that's how I felt. I'm like, damn, like, wait, you want more money, right?
Stealthy said wrong for termination, which is why they fucking won.
Yeah, it's like you were in a contract to do this thing to make them more money, and they were like, hey, you do that? We got you. We'll hook you up. You're fired. I have wanted to do this kind of stuff to my past jobs in my past life because I feel like I've been wrongly terminated to past jobs myself. Especially when I had my asthma attack, and every time I would go there and I would breathe in some of the stuff that was there that was getting into my lungs, it was making my lungs not do very well. And it might have been their fault if I got the asthma in the first place, but that's not here or there. But they terminated me because I didn't go to the doctor every single day to give them a new doctor excuse note why I couldn't come in. Doctor said, you're not going in until I say you're clear. That was pure and simple, but they didn't want to listen to that. But so like, yeah, I would love to have like had that kind of like hurrah situation. And I was like I was baffled, but I was so happy for this company because this is one time I'm actually happy that this is happening. And I think some more stuff like this should be happening. And something like this did happen. So because the other day, you know Afro Man.
Yep.
Everybody knows Afro Man. Afro Man is a synonymous rapper. Actually, more like I don't know. Would you consider Afro Man a rapper? He sings a lot.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if he's really a rapper. I know he calls himself a
I
rapper,
mean,
but
he can rap, but he doesn't rap as much as I don't know. I guess he's like a hybrid.
yeah, I mean, he's a person that sings his raps, which is weird. Um, so the other day he won a court settlement. So here's the thing, right? Corvo, you dealt with cops before, and we all dealt with cops. There's goods, there's bads, there's horrible, there's amazing. So somebody alleged that he was doing some bad things in his house, some drugs, some kidnapping, and what's it like? You hold someone in your house, or you force.
Unlawful detainment.
Yeah, well, something like that. So the cops heard that, right? They bust down his gate, they bust down his door, They take his money, and even one of them stare down one of his lemon pound cakes, and he caught all of it on camera. And they even cut the camera feed at some point after flicking the camera off and cut it. So he took them to court. He lost that case. Not right. It was all on camera, right? All this wrongful thing. They didn't find nothing. He didn't do nothing. They didn't find nothing. So he made a bunch of videos making fun of them. Making jokes about them, especially about the guy that was eyeing his lemon pound cake, and about a couple of the other cops that were in the camera. And he used the footage of it. And they try to, the cops try to sue him for what is it, not discrimination, like you say something about somebody and it makes your life and finding a job
Slander.
hard. Slander.
Slander.
Yeah. Defamation won.
Defamation of character.
Defamation. Yeah, defamation. So he won because it was all in music and it was all parodies and jokes. Making fun of them. They couldn't prove anything that he said that was actually true. He was just making jokes about the mid videos. And a lot of people were happy about that. I'm like, there we go. Like, again, I feel like we're kind of like some good things are happening to bad people, and some wrongdoings are getting justified. And I think this is just something like we should be like celebrating kind of stuff like this, because he was making a lot of jokes and they were funny. They were wrong in a sense, like, damn, like I wouldn't make jokes about me, but they were funny. And I think that's like you should be allowed to make jokes about people again.
Right.
Like, especially the song.
I mean, it just boils down to the thing, like we said before. There was a time where you could make a joke about somebody, and even the person you was joking about would laugh it off. Now everybody is so in their feelings, and so, oh, you're persecuting me, this, or you're affecting my mental ability here or that or the other, that we can't even fucking cut up with each other anymore.
Yeah.
So it's kind of ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I'm glad people like that don't hang out with the people I hang out with at work when we're at break, because them bitches would be like, their psychiatry bills would be expensive.
And this will, okay.
'Cause we cut each other off at the fucking knees. I mean, you come out there when somebody's gonna start something, and by the end of it, somebody's gonna be about 2 foot shorter by the time they leave.
So, like, you know, I'm always for a good joke, right? We make jokes on our D&D stream all the time. Be sure to join us every Wednesday around 6 or 7. It's really
the last session was great, guys. Y'all should have seen that shit. I mean, somebody was hanging on by a tongue. I mean,
be sure to go watch that. It's a lot of good fun, a lot of good laughs. But I just, like, also, you know, I don't know what criteria you need nowadays to be a police officer. But I'm sure as hell that whining that someone's making a joke about you and you crying about it should not be on the criteria of being a tough cop. I just say you shouldn't get your feelings hurt.
Well, there's some people that can take it and some people that can't. Like for me, for the most part, I don't pay any attention to anything that anybody says about me, unless it's somebody I give a shit about. Then it might get under my skin. Like, you know, if Stealthy was to talk shit, or you or Jamie, that might actually affect me because y'all are people I care about. But some rando on the fucking street, I can give a fuck less if he likes the fact that I've got a tattoo or a ponytail, or that I'm a little bit shorter than what he thinks I should be. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Not my problem. He has to go home and, you know, dial 1-800 talk dirty to me. I mean, that's his own fucking problem. I mean,
so yeah, I think it was, you know, it's one of those things that I want that kind of situation to win, because I want to feel like I can make a joke and not feel afraid that someone's going to come back at me for a joke. Even if I have proof and it's on the internet about all these things I might say, I don't want nobody like, hey, I'm doing a parody. I'm making jokes. I'm making light of it. I'm fucking around. And then, you know, seeing some of the court's footage they have, because they didn't do it like, you know, a full thing. At least if there was a full video of it or full bot of it, I would have been like a Johnny Bravo kind of situation, I felt like. But I'm just glad that that kind of
All
things
right.
are not shut down. So just
So
saying.
now the next topic I'm going to bring up is one that was actually brought to me by a coworker who has lurked a couple of times inside of our podcast, and he thought that this would be funny because he asked the same question to some people that he knew, and all the responses were different, and they were all fucking hilarious.
Okay.
So here we go. We all know how isekai animes work. You either die or teleported to another world or something like that.
Yeah.
Usually, you're dying or you go through some crazy event, wormhole, what the fuck ever. Okay, but here's the question: what is the one situation that you would not want to be in when you're teleported to another world like that?
Oh, well, I'll just say the most crudest one because I think this is the one that I think most men, maybe women too, but I don't want to be in middle of a um love session, self-love. When I am, and I am on the cusp of loving myself when I get teleported, and as soon as I get to the other side, I release said love on whoever is around, and they get a good
That's
facial.
pretty good. That's pretty good.
Because
And yeah, you're right. You're not the only one that had that answer, but there was one that was along the same lines, but it was a little different that I found fucking hilarious. So
okay,
imagine
Said,
you're with your girl,
I
right?
wouldn't he want to be on the
Y'all been
toilet
going to
pooping.
town,
yeah,
and then all of a sudden you hear a door slam, and she goes, "Oh shit, my husband's home. You got to get the fuck out now. He'll kill you."
yeah.
So in the dark, you're grabbing everything you can grab, and you're going out the window. And as you go out the window, you're dropped into the new world, and you realize the only clothes you grabbed was hers. I mean,
That's
and I looked at
clever.
him. I looked at my dude, and I was like, "Damn, bro, you put some thought into that."
That is
shit.
clever. Yeah, my wife said I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to be on the toilet bowl pooping because if you get to the other side, you're gonna that shit's gonna drop. The toilet
That
paper,
was my answer right there.
the toilet seat's
Imagine
not
you're sitting
there
there.
no more, and all you
Yeah.
see is someone shitting on the ground.
That was my answer. That was exactly my answer.
Because
You
you've been
can
looking
tell
around
her
going,
we
toilet
were on
paper.
the. If somebody said, "Well, what do you do if that happens?" You're on the toilet. You're transported into the middle of some giant fucking battle, right? I would say, "Well, first off, I ain't gonna have no problem going at that point because everything just evacuated." I said, secondly, I gotta kill somebody. And you're like, you're thinking about killing somebody? That bitch gotta wear a shirt, right?
Yeah.
I'm fitting to wipe my ass with something, because I ain't raw dogging my ass cheeks. You know, why'd you kill that man there? He had a shirt on and my ass was shitty, okay?
Well,
He
the problem
died.
is, you have to be really quick. You got to figure out who's the good side, who's the bad side. You might kill one
Oh,
person,
no, listen,
and you be on the
no, no, no,
losing
no, no.
sides. Like,
No. Listen, in that situation, I don't give a fuck
Said,
if he's good,
I
bad,
would
or
ask somebody
indifferent.
for a piece of
I have
cloth to wipe
shit
my
on
ass
my
so I
ass.
can
It
get out
has
of the
to
way.
come off. Somebody, the closest person to me wearing garments is going to die because I'm wiping my ass.
they're gonna be looking at you like,
Okay?
you killed Jimmy. Jimmy was a good man. He had a wife and son. I needed his shirt to wipe my ass.
That's exactly it.
Damn.
That's exactly it. You know, I'm looking at him like, bitch. I'm sure there's a healing potion or a fucking chapel around this bitch somewhere. Y'all can get Jimmy back up. But that bitch wasn't giving me his shirt, and I needed it.
Going around going, give me a toilet paper. Give me a cloth. Give me a shell. I don't care. Give me a
And
knife. I'll scrape it off.
this one girl says, what I'd hate would be leaning into the mirror, right? You putting your makeup on and you only got like half your face done, and you go to start on the other side and you teleport and you end up like some long ass fucking line across your face. And then as soon as you appear, you're like in front of like royalty and shit, and they're like, "What the fuck?"
Fashion trend. But yeah, I just don't know if I'd have been too comfortable. My wife home. Oh my God! Any chance to get out of there earlier, you would take it. I knew you would come home early. Uh-huh.
We were not that busy. Made 4.
Yeah. Of course, my wife taking it. Ooh, she got something. No, I want to show them. Let me just show them. Come here. Get in here, woman. This right here, Krogo, if you have a Publix nearby, I promise you, you will not disappoint. This is ice cream. It's only in tubs, this small. The other ones are yogurt if you buy the big one. So buy the small one. Oh my God, they're so good. But they're limited time, kind of bullshit. Anyways, so yeah,
Yeah.
as a person that watch a lot of this guy.
I keep thinking though. I mean, like, I keep coming back to imagine you grab nothing but her clothes, like, and you teleport, and you're like, oh shit. You're the barbarian in your group, and you're running around in like some Victoria's Secret shit,
Yeah.
killing things. Like, oh wait, hold on, I gotta adjust my brassiere.
Also, I wouldn't want to be like teleporting over to something like that right the minute of dying, because falling, collapsing on the floor, bleeding out, and all them looking at you like, help me, and all they got is some stitchers and some crude midnight or like a night technology of healing somebody, like some bugs, some hot flame, here, bite this. That would suck. There's a like
Well, wait. No, I got it. You lay down to go to bed. It's the first night you're able to be with the woman of your dreams, right?
Yeah.
You do your thing. Everybody's all comfortable. You go to bed. When you wake up, it's all gone.
I said you may be turning 65 soon. They're trying to get you on Medicare.
Me? My name's on it? Bitch, I ain't that old. Fuck you. I'm already half that age. Sorry, I just got some Medicare sent to me for I may be turning 65 years old soon. Bullshit. Motherfucker ain't not even 40 yet. Eat my dick.
I don't even get those. Damn. Anyway, but yeah, I mean, that'd be funny as shit. Like, it'd be funny if you're the person watching the anime, but you would feel like shit. I mean, he finally lands his dream girl. They had their first night together. They cuddle up. They go to sleep. He wakes up and it's all gone.
Yeah, or he's just about to get it, just about to pop it, and he's like, teleport, motherfucker. And we can jump into another topic along this as well, because the person that made which anime was it? Okay, sorry, do not remember the artist. I just remember the anime that he was from. And I could probably pull it up here actually, because I was like literally just yesterday and I watched this video, and it'll probably be pretty quick to find it.
And if the characters are the same as in the game.
Not Gurlagan. It's not that one. I'm trying to remember remember the name here. Give me a second. So anyway, there's this anime artist, and back in the 90s, me and you used to watch a lot of animes that I honestly didn't know this, but a lot of them were not from mangas. Right? A lot of them were actually like just storyboard, like Studio Ghibli, right? Studio Ghibli, there's no mangas for Studio Ghibli. It's just, here's the story. We're drawing it out. We write the story down. We write how we want the scenes to be viewed. There we go. And the past couple of years, there's been a lot of adaptations. I think I'm saying it correctly.
Adaptation.
Yeah, where they're all based off of mangas. And I bring this up because a lot of people are hating on isekais. Because isekais right now are the new hotness. Isekais are what a lot of people in mangas are making out right now. And they're kind of like with AI, they're kind of seeing this bunch of slop, because there's a lot of isekais out right now, which honestly, because I know you well know as I do, back in the 90s, there used to be mangas and or animes about people being teleported over to a new world and becoming the hero and going killing the demon lord, and that was a trope back then, right? That was a big trope,
right?
But no one called it isekais back then. It was just like a fantasy. That was it, fantasy.
Yeah.
And they're saying it's that
King of that shit.
And Stealthy said Ghibli was the king of that shit, just storyboarding some shit out and being like, all right, they were in this world, now they're in this world and they gotta survive.
yeah,
You know?
they were very much known for that.
Spirited Away was one of them.
Yeah. So apparently a lot of this artist is saying that anime in Japan is going to die because there's no more actually making original animes. And I don't know if that's entirely true because people they know the manga's popular. They're pretty sure the anime is going to be popular. That's usually how it goes.
I kind of get what they're saying. What they're saying is used to be you had a good mix between anime being based on a written manga,
Yeah,
or established, or just a story that someone wrote for that anime. It wasn't a book, so it's kind of like take it like this. So you have movies now that are based on books, right? And then
yes,
you also have movies that there's no books to. It's just an original story that somebody come up with to make a movie out of.
yes,
What they're saying is we've moved so far away from trying to make any original content to where we're just going and picking, hey, we're just going to take this manga and make an anime out of it, that the creative side of creating an original anime story without a manga to back it up is dying.
yes,
It's going away, which is going to be a detriment to the industry because at some point it's going to stop being about creating new stories and new content and go to just, hey, which book do I pull off the shelf to make into an anime now?
yeah.
That's what he's trying to say.
Which is the Code Geass creator. Sorry, I found out who was Code Geass creator, but I do not know how to pronounce his name. I'm not going to try because I'm just going to butcher it. But the person that made Code Geass, and he brings up Code Geass as an example. Let's see. Then we got Gurren Lagann, was an original anime back in the day, and then we have what was the other one? Kill la Kill, was an original manga or original anime. There was no mangas for none of the things. Those were all three of them were very popular. But then I go Dragon Ball Z. Like if there was ever a time that an anime or manga or anime was pulled from a manga that shows that this can be a viable thing. Was that a bad thing or a good thing? I think most people think that's a good thing because Dragon Ball Z is still very popular.
It's good if you don't. Okay, it's good to take material that you know is popular and make something out of it, as long as you're not forgetting to make new material as well.
Yeah, and then you remember GT came out. And GT was not from the original artist, right? GT was like pulled out of nowhere, right? A lot of people that hated GT. This is one of the weird ones. I like GT. I like the universe tournament where the Goku was dead and went to the tournament in the other world. I love the Dragon Ball Z transformations. I thought the evil dragon was I thought that was kind of cool. I like the androids too. I like GT, but that was not an original at all. But a lot of fans hate GT, but now they made some of the GT stuff canon. Which have you saw that already? They actually made like the Goku turning into the 8th form of Super Saiyan is actually canon now, which I thought was always a cool thing. But yeah, so like I feel like they're. I'm hearing her, but I partially hear her.
Talk about.
What's that?
So did you know that?
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, thank you. She was reminding me about something else that I can roll into this in a minute.
Okay, so I get where there's not enough originals.
Yeah, no, I've seen it. I've seen the stuff online, baby.
Yeah. But this is the one part I think you would have a good point of view of this because we've talked this before. A lot of people don't do this whole anime originals because there were some anime originals back in the early 90s and early 2000s that were ass. Like they weren't very good, right? And if you're a business that makes something, a product, you want to go the most safest route you can possibly go. But what does the safest route to make sure you're guaranteed to get money do? Stifle curation. So should we be okay with the fact that the companies are wanting to take the safer route to make sure they make money? Should we be okay with that? Or should we be worried
I
about
don't know.
stifling
I don't
curation?
know that we should, because I think the problem with being okay with that is that you're just gonna breed the complacency
Yes.
in in creativity, and then it's gonna just turn into one of those things like, okay, well, we know they made this manga, so probably in a year or two we'll get to see it in anime. So then you could actually affect the manga market. Think
Mhm.
about it. I mean, there's a lot of people I know now that were considering reading certain mangas that never read them because they turned them into animes and they got to see them,
Yeah.
visually see them. And people are lazy by nature.
Yes.
So why would I sit down and hold a piece of material in my hand and physically read something when I could just stare at the screen and see it happen? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it could turn into a detriment for both industries, both
Mm.
manga and anime. I'm not saying that they shouldn't make some mangas into anime. I'm saying they shouldn't stop trying to also create original material too.
Yeah.
Um, and I know this is not an anime, but my case in point rolls over to something that Stealthy reminded me about. Is I don't know if you remember way back in the day, there was a television show called Firefly.
Yes, I remember that.
Firefly had Nathan Fillion in it. He's also our beloved voice for Cade. He was
Mhm.
also one of our favorite on-screen book crime sleuths called Richard Castle. Um he's also the Rookie. He has started campaigning and working on developing an animated reboot of Firefly.
Yeah, yeah.
He's trying to prove to the industry, because they killed the live action and the fans were fucking pissed about it.
Yeah.
They were fucking hot.
Mhm.
Okay. They killed the live action. Well, he's been for years trying to prove that the fans want this shit. And he realizes that all of them are a little bit older and it would be hard for them to do it at their current age and reboot it.
Yeah.
However, if you made it an animated reboot, you could still use all the voices.
Yes.
You
Yes.
still have the same people. It's just you're animating it. And now you can go right back and reboot that bitch from scrap and show them, hey, this is a viable way. If you know, if they're wanting it, they need it. They really the fans are asking for it. It is viable as long as the actors are still willing to put their voice to it to turn a live action into an animated reboot so they can have what they wanted. So he is all of the Firefly class. That's what was funny. Most if not all of the original Firefly cast, the moment he said, "Hey, would you voice your characters?" was like, "Fuck yes, yes we will.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, let's get it." You know,
Yeah, and
give them what they want. So I find that uplifting when one of the actors of a show that was killed, you know, before it should have been, unfairly, looks at it and says, But my fans want this. I might
yes.
be too old to do it physically, but I can still voice my character. There's a way to give it to them, guys.
Yeah, and
You
I
know,
think more people should look at it from that perspective. And here's the perspective you're not catching on here. Okay, so you like live action, like my mom. She loves live action. That's what she's into. But the moment some people see cartoon, they see cartoon drawing, they start to see anime drawing, they see some form of digital or paper drawing of something, they immediately are like, they're like, nope, I'm out, I've checked that, I'm gone. You're not realizing those are voice actors acting those characters just like they would act them in the live action. You are hearing their voice, you're hearing their acting. Only difference is the visual is somewhat different. But why does that matter
Right.
if the acting's the same?
It's actually technically been proven, but nobody ever put two and two together. Okay, so I want to point out a turn of phrase. One of the most famous voices out there was Mark Hamill's voice for the Joker.
Mm-hmm.
How many fucking years did that man voice that character and people loved it? It didn't make a fuck what he looked like. His voice was his voice. He was the Joker. We
Yes.
just drew him the same way for years so that that character kept going, right?
Yeah.
It's a viable part of the industry to give people what they want. Just because you get too old to physically appear to be that character doesn't mean we can't animate that character and still give your voice to it and it still be that person.
Yes, you have that punch. And I didn't
I
know,
mean,
honestly, I didn't know the
but-
Joker was Luke Skywalker for the longest time. I didn't care.
Oh, but the thing is when you look at it, that tells you a depth in his ability to act too. When you look at that shit, because
Mhm.
you're looking at Luke. You know, he was the hope, the one.
Yes.
He done everything. He was the right light side. Then you listen to him be the Joker, and you're like, this bitch is fucking sadistic.
Yes.
He's fucking cuckoo for cocoa. That's two totally different coins, but he could pull it off.
Yeah.
Like I always remember thinking, don't get me wrong, I love Jack Nicholson. Jack Nicholson did a great Joker to me in the original Batman movie. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
But I always wondered, what would it have been like if they actually got Mark Hamill to
Yeah.
not only voice him, but actually be him?
Mm-hmm.
Dude,
Mhm.
that shit puts the hair on the back of my neck stands up when I think about it.
It would have
'Cause-
been a different ball game, that's for sure. But yeah, I think, and this is to jump into one last topic, and then we can probably call it there. We can talk about the other topic, but that's not like that's gonna just be just same old, same old. But okay, so the voice actors, I want them to sometimes be known actors, and I don't mind like big celebrity actors, but sometimes I want some out of the left field voice actors to come in. And this one woman, I've seen her in several animes, right? I've listened to her voice. She's a good voice actor. And there's this one guy's also that's like, he does Mega Man's voice, which I didn't know Mega Man had a voice, but apparently he has a new voice in like some of the newer Mega Man games, which apparently are really popular. I didn't play none of them, so I wouldn't know. So this woman, though, she was saying that people should harass and bully studios that hire these voice actors to only hire this group of voice actors that are like unionized, right?
I remember that shit.
Yeah,
I
so
remember hearing about that.
but she was saying to bully and harass companies into doing it online, publicly. And I don't think anybody should be bullied and harassed. Nobody should be bullied and harassed. It's not, they don't want to hire you. That's them, right? And they were trying to, as you may remember, they were trying to force some things that were not right. And not only does this woman voice act, she also changed things in anime and puts in her beliefs and her opinions into things that weren't there in the original, right? You know,
Right.
if it wasn't in the original,
Right.
you don't put that in there to fit your narrative in your personal life. It's not an original, leave it alone. She did not leave it alone. And then she was like, hey, let's go bully the studios. She got fired.
That doesn't surprise me. Hell, she was asking for that shit.
Yes. But not only she got fired, but the guy that was like backing her up and being right behind her, Mega Man dude, also got in trouble. So I was like, you can't force people to do that, but I want voice actors to be able to be free to act and be who they are, but
Well, see-
you're playing a character. That's it, your character.
Right. That's right. I agree with that. I mean, there's some characters, like, let's be honest, if they were to do a fucking John Wick anime, you know damn well ain't nobody could voice that character but Keanu Reeves.
Yes.
Okay. So, but if it's a brand new animated show, whether it be cartoon, anime, whatever,
Mhm.
then find some new people. Let them give them a shot. You know.
Yeah, but you at the end of the day,
You
you're
know?
playing a character, not you. So don't put
Right.
you into the character. Don't
Like,
change stuff.
you know who great people are, who would be a great group of people to look at to be voice actors because you're playing a character and you can do it.
Actors.
D&D players,
Yeah, that
because
too.
they fucking play characters all the time, and we all make fucking stupid voices for those characters.
Yes.
Like, I went through 4 different voices in the damn campaign the other night. You know, Jesus. I mean, come on, guys.
I just don't understand. Like, and of course, the person who was watching the video from was making the argument. Like, they understand because they're primarily a sub watcher. They watch in Japanese and listen to Japanese voice actors. A lot of people in anime like listening in sub and reading the subtitles because usually they don't mess with that kind of stuff. And the voice actors, you can't understand them because they're speaking Japanese, sound really nice. That sound really good. But me and you, we both agree, we're kind of lazy. We just want to kind of watch the anime and
Like,
just.
the only time you're gonna catch me watching an anime and reading subs is if, one, I really been waiting for this anime and it's gonna be a very long time before they dub it.
If
Then
at
I'm
all.
gonna watch it. Then I'll watch it and read the subs because I fucking want to see it. And I've got 1 or 2 that's like that right now. I can't remember which ones they are. I'd have to look at my list. But for the most part, I want to be able to just sit and veg out.
Yes.
You know, like I said, people are lazy. That is, I'm proving my own point from earlier that if we're giving the option to be able to just look at it versus read it, more often than not, we're gonna just look at it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, it's like that's why I'm kind of glad they didn't make an animated or live action version of my Legend of Dritz until after I finished reading them all,
Yeah.
because now I feel like, okay, I've read them all. Now I could watch it and I could appreciate it, but I believe if they had started making it and I was on like book 2 or 3, I probably would have just stopped reading the shit and just watched it because I'm lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And which means I probably would have missed a lot because everybody knows you can't make a 1-for-1 show or movie to a book, because a book has astronomically more information in it than you can put in an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah.
Period. Okay? So there's always some trimming, and that's not a fault of the people creating it. That is a budget constraint.
Yeah.
And I get it. They have to fit that. So I don't blame them for that. But at the same time, I just think all the fucking material that I would have missed off of those characters.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
But at the same time, now that I've read them all, I'm sitting there looking, dude, them first 3 books would be hell. That'd be a great fucking show.
Bangers.
I mean, bangers, fucking, like, especially the first 2.
Mm-hmm.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So, and Dean, that me and you are people that like listen to dubbed, being voice acted by English people. I don't want to listen to voice actor in English and then feel like I'm being personally attacked, because this woman was changing scripts to, let's just say, attack men, and she didn't like men. Let's just say like that. She had a personal bone, and some lines were not saying those things, and she would like literally be like belittling guys in the anime, and was never in the original anime. And she thought she was just doing the world the biggest favor. And then she was like, hey, now you have to hire me. You have to work with me, and you have to be okay that I change scenes in your original story or your script to fit my ideas. I'm like, I just want to veg out and enjoy myself. I don't want to feel like I'm being personally attacked. I want to listen to the original. I don't want to hear what your thoughts and opinions are. I want to hear the thoughts and opinions of the Japanese person that's overseas and what they made. I want to listen to that. That's different. It's different ideas. It's different culture.
Right.
So now you're gonna force it on the Japanese by bullying them and harassing them. Good job. So I don't, I want to escape from world. I'm not watching anime to be part of it. So I want voice actors to be able to do voice acting. No one would lose their job, especially the AI. No one lose their job to AI. I think that should be protected. I think that should be within the script. What's it called? The
contract.
Contract, yes, in the contract. That should be like, hey, you will not use my voice to train your AI to use my voice. Or
Right.
make an assumption or a variation of my voice. That's me. It's who I am. Leave it alone. And I think they do mess with that. I think, yeah, we could fight for that. But anything else, I think this should be at the same time. And here's your contract signed, and you won't mess with our shit. You won't change it.
Yep. I agree.
But some reason they think they can work around that. I think it's like we'll just skip over that. We'll just skip over that and ignore the other bad things we're doing. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting. I would love to be a voice actor. Please, anybody out there ever wants to give a D&D of one of my streams a shot and listen to how we portray characters, go for it. Hit me up. I'll do 1 or 2 episodes for free. If you like what I got, then you can hire me. I'll do 2. I'll do a couple of them for free. I'm pretty sure I wouldn't complain about that. As long as I can do it from my house and you send me some better equipment if you don't like the way my audio sounds. Anyways, that's it for today. Corvo got to go and get some food and get some sleep because he got a long trip tonight. Well, long-ish. So, anyways, have a good day. Have a good night. Have a good life. Much love, y'all. Bye. All right.